How to know if he's a godly man. Ladies, get ready to take notes. Number one, he's submitted to Christ. If he ain't submitted to Christ, he's not a godly man. You want a man that's going to live for God and not for himself. He's denying himself daily. And I know that statement probably sets some people back before the ones that know, they know. When you live for Christ, that's when you start living. That's when you start to feel alive. You're no longer a slave to those strongholds. You get what I'm saying? You want to make sure he has the fruits of the Spirit. You want to make sure he's gentle, he's calm, he's loving, kind, gentle, goodness. Y'all know, the whole nine. Make sure when you're talking to this man and whenever you're discerning this man, make sure that he uses the Bible teachings as a way of life, and to love, a way to live his life, not necessarily a way to control. You know what I'm saying? You have people who take things out of the Bible for their benefit and for their gain. Nah, it don't work that way. And I use this as an example. Like myself, right? I want me a Proverbs 31 woman, right? But I got to make sure I'm an Ephesians 5 man. So if I want my wife to submit to me, right, I have to be submitted to Christ. And I have to love her as Christ loved the church. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, just a man that ain't gonna hold back from loving you, and that's gonna come through, him healing, and just knowing God. Because the more he knows God, the more he'll know love, and the more he'll know how to love you, right? Also, make sure. Oh yeah, this is a big one right here, man. His lust. He's not reasoning with his lust, man. Not reasoning with it. I'm not saying he got to be this complete disciplined, self-control guru, but he does have to have self-control and denying himself. You know what I'm saying? Daily, living a repentance lifestyle and not, well, I'm a man, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. That's a red flag. So just make sure you're not being blinded by his material possessions or the things that he can provide. You get what I'm saying? That type of stuff will soak you in and draw you in before you know it. You with a man who really don't have God in his heart, but he can provide for you. He can make you feel a certain way. And now you find it hard to, walk away because it's like, man, he's good. He does good for himself, but is he good on the inside? It's a spirit, man. You got to test people's spirits. Don't stop testing people's spirits at all. And another thing, draws you closer to God, brings you closer to God. You want to have God as the center. So if this is a man you with, even a man you probably currently with, if he's not bringing you closer to God, then come on now, like that's a clear indication of somebody for you or not. Are they bringing you closer to God? Do they make you fall into sin and temptation, Or are they, picking up their cross with you? They helping you pick up your cross at times you probably feel weaker down. You want to be, equally yoked. You gotta be equally yoked. So just make sure he has the fruits of the Spirit. It's a man that's denying himself, a man that seeks love and growth and not control. Because some guys, they can get real power hungry, and go on this ego trip. So just make sure he's a man that's grounded and just trying to live life how Jesus did. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I can think of right now. But just keep discerning the test of spirits and don't be blinded by the worldly things.